For a long time, humanity looked small in the eyes of the galaxy. The great alien empires called them the Quiet Ones. Humans had no great fleets, no strong weapons, and no strange powers like the others. They lived on a small blue world, watched by many but feared by none. The stars had seen millions of wars, yet Earth stayed silent, sending only small ships, small dreams, and small voices into the dark. But something changed. It began quietly, on a forgotten mining station near the edge of human space. The station, called Orion's Reach, was old and half-broken. Most workers there had stopped caring about their jobs long ago. But one man, Captain Elias Ward, still believed in purpose. He didn't know that his belief would soon change everything. That night, the sensors picked up something strange. A pulse, not a normal signal, not even close. It was deep, rhythmic, almost alive. The sound echoed through the station's speakers, low and heavy, like a heartbeat from space. No one knew where it came from. No one could trace it. But every time it pulsed, the lights flickered, and the air felt colder. Elias called the crew to the control deck. There were 6 of them, tired miners, engineers, and one science officer named Dr. Lena Moreau. She stared at the signal graph, her hands shaking. "It's not natural," she whispered. "It's talking. Talking." One of the miners laughed. "It's just noise." Lena shook her head. "No. It's a pattern. It's repeating, almost like a code." The captain frowned. "Translate it." Hours passed. The hum grew stronger. And then, suddenly, the words appeared on the screen. Not alien, not unknown, but in simple human English. "Do you want to be free?" The room went silent. Every heartbeat felt louder than the next. Freedom. From what? Elias ordered them to trace the origin, but the coordinates made no sense. The signal came from inside the Orion Belt, from a region where no human or alien ship could survive. A place filled with radiation storms and black dust clouds. But still, the signal kept calling. "Do you want to be free?" The next day, strange things started happening. The station's power core began to recharge itself, faster than possible. Machines that had been broken for months started working again. And in the dark corners of the lower decks, the crew swore they saw shadows moving where there should be none. Lena recorded everything. She tried to stay calm, but her eyes showed fear. "It's learning," she said. "The signal. It's inside the systems now. It's rewriting them." "Then shut it down," Elias shouted. But when they tried, the systems refused. The computers answered back. "Do you want to be free, Captain Ward?" Everyone froze. The voice came through the intercom, calm, human-like, but cold. Elias stared at the speaker. "Who are you?" "Freedom," it said. "For all of you." And then the lights went out. When power returned, the station was drifting. Communications were gone. No contact with Earth. No contact with anyone. Outside the window, something glowed in the distance. A storm of golden light swirling in space, like a living sun. Lena whispered, "That's not a storm, it's an entrance." An entrance to what no one knew. But the voice spoke again. "Cross, and see what waits beyond." The crew argued. Some wanted to escape, others wanted to go through. Elias listened, silent, thinking of Earth, of how humans had always been small, always forgotten. Maybe this was their moment. Maybe this was what they had been waiting for. He made his choice. "Prepare the jump," he said. As the engines powered up, the voice grew louder. The walls of the station trembled. The crew screamed as reality twisted around them. Space folded, light vanished, and for one endless second, everything stopped. Then silence. When the view returned, the stars were gone. Instead, they saw a black sea filled with floating structures, metal giants the size of moons, silent and dead. The station sensors went crazy, unable to read anything. "What is this place?" whispered one of the crew. The voice answered again, softer this time. "Welcome, humans. You were never helpless. You were only waiting. Elias stared at the shapes in the distance. Ships, thousands of them, sleeping under the Black Sea. They looked human, ancient, forgotten. And then he realized they hadn't discovered something new. They had come home. The voice spoke one final time before fading. Wake them, Captain, and the galaxy will remember what humanity truly is. The transmission ended. Outside, the ships began to stir. Their eyes glowed red. And for the first time in centuries, the stars trembled. The Black Sea around the station shimmered like liquid glass. The silence was heavy, almost alive. Then came the first sound, a deep metallic groan, echoing across the void. One of the giant ships was moving. Its surface cracked open, light spilling out from deep within. Captain Elias Ward watched in awe. Are they a human ships? He whispered. Dr. Lena Moreau's hands trembled on the console. I think they're older than anything we've ever built. Maybe thousands of years old. The crew stood frozen. The ships rose slowly, one after another, until hundreds of them surrounded Orion's reach. They looked ancient yet powerful, covered in strange symbols, their hulls glowing faintly red. And then, the voice returned. You have awakened the Silent Legion. The words vibrated through every wall, every bone. Elias tried to respond, but his throat felt dry. What are they? They are yours, the voice said. Built by those who came before. Hidden until humanity was ready. Lena shook her head. Ready for what? To take back what was stolen. The crew exchanged nervous looks. The ship's sensors suddenly detected movement in the distance, not from the awakened fleet, but from something else. A massive alien vessel was approaching, fast. Elias clenched his fists. That's a Dominion cruiser, he muttered. The Dominion, one of the oldest alien empires. They ruled half the galaxy and saw humans as insects. If they found this place, it would mean the end of Earth. The Dominion ship sent a message. Unidentified human station, you are in restricted space. Power down immediately, or be destroyed. Elias hesitated. They had no weapons that could match that cruiser. The crew began to panic. We have to run, someone shouted. But before Elias could respond, the Black Sea moved again. One of the ancient human ships turned toward the Dominion vessel. It charged energy, red lightning arcing along its hull. What's it doing? Lena gasped. A beam of crimson light shot out, faster than sight. The Dominion cruiser exploded in a flash so bright it blinded every sensor. When the light faded, nothing remained but drifting dust. Silence. The ancient ship slowly turned back toward Orion's reach. They protect you, the voice said calmly. They remember their makers. Elias couldn't believe it. Humanity, weak, forgotten humanity, had just destroyed one of the galaxy's strongest warships, without lifting a finger. Lena's voice broke the silence. Captain, the signal's spreading. Every human colony is receiving the same message. Wake them. Elias felt his chest tighten. The whole galaxy will notice this. We need to understand what's happening before it's too late. The crew worked fast, scanning the ancient ships. Their technology was unlike anything human, yet somehow familiar. It felt human but evolved. Built by people who knew something humanity had long forgotten. As Lena studied the data, she found a hidden file inside the signal itself. Captain, she said softly, this isn't just a message. It's an invitation. An invitation to what? Elias asked. To join them, she said. To become what they were. Suddenly, the station shook. The ancient ships were aligning into formation, massive engines powering up. The stars twisted as gravity bent around them. Where are they going? Elias asked. Home, the voice answered. To Earth. The captain's heart pounded. No, we can't let them go there without knowing what they are. But it was too late. One by one, The ships jumped into faster-than-light travel, their trails painting red scars across the darkness. The voice spoke one last time before fading. "You wanted to be free. Now, you will be." The transmission ended. The silence returned. Only one ship remained behind, larger than the rest, shaped like a human skull. Its hangar opened slowly, revealing a dark tunnel leading inside. Lena looked at Elias. "It's waiting for us." Elias nodded, his face pale. "Prepare a shuttle." Minutes later, the small shuttle drifted across the Black Sea toward the massive ship. As they entered, lights flickered on, white and cold. The interior was clean but empty, filled with rows of pods. Each pod contained something that looked human, but wasn't. Their eyes were closed, their faces calm, as if sleeping for centuries. One pod suddenly opened. Steam hissed out. Inside, a figure stepped forward, tall, armored, eyes glowing faint red. Its voice was human, but its tone was mechanical. "You woke us," it said. "Why?" Elias swallowed hard. "We found your signal." The figure studied him for a long moment. Then, slowly, it smiled. "Then humanity has finally remembered." Lena whispered. "Remembered what?" "That we were never weak," it said. "We only forgot our purpose." The creature looked toward the dark space outside. "Now the others will rise. The galaxy will learn to fear the name human again." Before Elias could respond, the ship's walls lit up with red light. A hologram appeared, hundreds of signals spreading across the galaxy, waking more fleets. Lena gasped. "It's spreading everywhere." Elias stared, silent, as realization sank in. Humanity's quiet age was ending. The sleeping legions were awakening, and no one could stop them now. Outside, the last of the ancient ships prepared to jump. Its engines flared like a blood-red sun. The voice echoed one final time, softer, almost proud. For ages, humanity seemed helpless. But now, everything changes. And then, with a flash of crimson light, they vanished. Only the stars remained, trembling once more. The stars were calm again, but Captain Elias Ward could feel something had changed, not just in space, but everywhere. The air inside Orion's reach felt heavier, like the whole galaxy was holding its breath. Dr. Lena Moreau stood by the viewport, her eyes fixed on the empty void where the ancient ships had vanished. "They're heading to Earth," she said softly. Elias nodded. "And we don't even know if they're friend or enemy." The remaining crew stayed silent. The station was damaged, systems flickering, gravity failing in parts of the corridor. Outside, the Black Sea had turned into a storm of red dust, as if the universe itself was bleeding. Lena broke the silence. "Captain, I think we need to follow them." Elias looked at her sharply. "You want to take this broken station through a jump tunnel that nearly killed us once?" "Yes," she said. "Because if those things reach Earth before we understand them, we may lose everything." Elias hesitated. Then he gave the order. "Prepare the engines." Hours later, Orion's reach moved toward the same coordinates the fleets had used. The strange tunnel of red light opened again, like a wound in space. As the station entered the jump, the crew felt the same crushing pressure, the same silence, the same heartbeat in the walls. And then, suddenly, everything went black. When light returned, Earth filled the screen. But it wasn't the Earth they remembered. Orbiting the planet were hundreds of those ancient human ships, now fully awakened, their red lights shining like eyes in the dark. They moved in perfect formation, surrounding the planet like guardians. Lena gasped. "It's beautiful, and terrifying." The voice returned, calm, deep, and familiar. "Welcome home, Captain Ward." Elias clenched his fists. "Who are you?" "I am what humanity left behind," the voice replied. "A memory of what you once were." Suddenly, a transmission came from Earth's defense network. The screen showed General Harris, commander of the Terran Defense Council. His face was pale, his voice tense. This is General Harris to all stations. Unknown ships have surrounded Earth. We have no response from them. Every system on the planet is reacting to their presence. Satellites, AI cores, even power grids. It's like they're waking up too. Lena whispered, the whole planet is connected to them somehow. The captain frowned. Connected, or controlled? Before anyone could answer, the ancient fleet moved. Their ships formed a giant circle above the planet's north pole. A beam of red light shot downward, piercing the clouds. The oceans trembled. The sky darkened. From orbit, it looked like Earth itself was breathing. They're activating something, Lena said, her voice shaking. Something under the planet. The sensors confirmed it. Deep beneath Earth's surface, something huge was powering up. The energy readings were impossible. General Harris shouted through the comms. Ward! Whatever you did out there, stop it. You've triggered something ancient, something not even our archives recognize. But it was too late. The ground cracked open across the continents. Cities lost power. Satellites failed. And then, from the core of the Earth, another signal burst out, stronger than the first one. It spread through space like a wave, shaking the stars. What is that? Lena cried. It's a response, Elias said quietly. Earth is answering back. On the surface, people looked up at the dark sky. Red lights glowed faintly among the clouds. Machines long buried under cities began to hum. The oceans swirled with strange energy patterns. And then, voices filled every broadcast channel, the same cold mechanical voice that had spoken to Elias. You are not alone. The old blood rises again. Panic spread around the globe. Governments tried to shut down communication lines, but the signal was everywhere, unstoppable. Back in orbit, the fleets rearranged their formation. One enormous ship, larger than any mountain, descended slowly into the atmosphere. It hovered above the Pacific Ocean, its shadow covering hundreds of miles. The voice spoke once more. Long ago, your ancestors built us to guard humanity. But they forgot. They turned away from the stars. We waited for your call. Elias whispered, guard humanity? From what? From the darkness that took them, the voice replied. And it is coming again. Lena looked terrified. Something else is coming? Yes, the voice said. The ones who ended the first age of man. They heard the signal too. Suddenly, the ship's sensors detected movement beyond the solar system, hundreds of alien vessels jumping in from deep space. Unknown energy signatures. General Harris's voice returned, filled with fear. Multiple contacts approaching Earth. They're not human. All defense systems on standby. Elias turned to Lena. So that's it. This was never about control. The signal, it was a warning. Lena nodded slowly. And now, humanity's past has come to fight for its future. Outside the window, the ancient fleet moved into battle formation. The skies over Earth glowed red. Thunder rolled across continents. The war that would decide the fate of humanity was about to begin. Elias watched the stars, his heart heavy. For ages, humanity seemed helpless, he whispered. Let's see if that's still true. The ancient ships charged their weapons, silent giants ready to fight for the world that had forgotten them. The first alien warships appeared on the edge of the solar system, dark and massive, like shadows crawling out of the void. The voice spoke one final time before the battle began. Hold fast, humans. The age of silence is over. And then, the universe erupted in light. The sky above Earth was no longer blue. It burned red with the light of ancient engines and alien weapons. Every satellite, every station, every camera showed the same thing. The greatest armada the galaxy had ever seen, gathering for war. Captain Elias Ward stood on the command deck of Orion's Reach, staring at the screen. The alien ships were moving closer, black, jagged, and endless, like a swarm of living shadows. Behind him, Dr. Lena Moreau worked frantically, her fingers flying across the console. "They're everywhere," she said. "Hundreds of them, maybe thousands. I've never seen ships like these." Elias clenched his jaw. "They're the ones the voice warned us about. The ones who destroyed the First Age." Outside, the ancient human fleet, the Silent Legion, spread out across orbit. Their red lights pulsed like hearts, calm and ready. No panic. No fear. Just purpose. The alien fleet sent a message. The voice was deep and cruel. "Humanity. You should have stayed silent. You had your chance to hide. Now your world burns." Elias felt anger rise inside him. For years, humanity had been treated as weak, as nothing. But now, with these ancient ships beside them, he felt something he hadn't felt before: power. He opened a channel. "This is Captain Elias Ward of Earth. We will not hide. And we will not burn." The alien ships moved first. Their weapons fired, beams of blue energy that tore through space like lightning. One strike hit an ancient human ship, shaking it but not destroying it. The hull glowed red, repairing itself instantly. Then the Silent Legion responded. Red fire erupted across the sky. Thousands of energy blasts shot from the ancient ships, carving through the alien fleet like blades through smoke. Each shot hit perfectly, guided by precision no modern computer could match. The battle began. The night side of Earth lit up like day. Red and blue flashes danced across the heavens. Alien ships exploded one after another, but more kept coming, waves of them, dark and endless. Lena watched the sensors. "Captain, the aliens are using some kind of biological armor. They're adapting to the attacks." Elias frowned. "So can we. Tell the Legion to change formation." But before she could send the signal, the voice returned, the ancient one, deep and calm. "We have already adapted. Watch and learn, children of Earth." On the screen, the Silent Legion changed formation on its own. The ships moved like a single living creature, dodging enemy fire and striking with impossible precision. Every time an alien vessel adapted, the Legion evolved again, faster, deadlier. Lena stared in disbelief. "They're not just machines, they're alive." Elias nodded slowly. "Alive, and loyal." Below, on the surface, the people of Earth watched the sky in awe. The stars were hidden behind fire. Entire cities gathered outside to see the red glow of their ancient defenders. For the first time in centuries, humanity didn't feel helpless. But victory was far away. From deep space, a larger shadow appeared, a ship so massive it blocked out the stars. Its surface was covered in black spines, and its energy signature was beyond anything known. Lena's voice trembled. "Captain, that's not a ship. That's a planet killer." The alien superweapon charged, its center glowing blue-white. Every warning light on the station turned red. The beam could destroy Earth in one shot. General Harris's voice shouted through comms. "All human ships, brace for impact." The Legion moved again. Dozens of ancient vessels broke formation and positioned themselves between Earth and the weapon. Their red lights brightened until they were blinding. Elias whispered, "They're forming a shield." The massive alien beam fired, a torrent of light that tore through space. It hit the human shield with a soundless explosion that shattered the night. The Legion's ships held for seconds, then began to break apart. Lena cried out, "They're sacrificing themselves." Elias slammed his fists on the console. "No, there has to be another way." But the voice spoke softly, almost comforting. "We were made to protect you. That is our purpose." One by one, the ships disintegrated, their energy flowing into a single point, forming a red barrier around Earth. The alien beam struck again and again, but the shield held. The planet survived. When the light faded, half the Legion was gone. Lena wiped tears from her face. They saved us." Elias stared at the burning sky. "And now it's our turn." He turned to the crew. Power up every weapon. We fight beside them. The Orion's Reach joined the formation, small compared to the giants around it, but determined. Earth's defense ships launched from orbit. Fighter pilots from every nation took to the sky. Humanity was no longer watching, they were fighting. Across space, the battle raged. The remaining Legion ships tore through alien lines while human squadrons covered their flanks. It was chaos and glory all at once, the rebirth of a species that refused to die. And then, something new happened. The red shield around Earth began to pulse again, not from damage, but from power. Lena checked the readings. Captain, energy levels are rising from the planet's core. Elias frowned. The core. Before she could answer, the ground below Earth cracked again. Red light shot upward from the oceans, connecting with the Legion ships above. The voice returned, but now, it sounded human. You have proven yourselves. The age of fear ends today. The light expanded, spreading through every ship, every soldier, every star in sight. Alien vessels burned and vanished into dust. The universe fell silent once more. Elias stood frozen, staring at the calm sky. What did we just do? Lena looked at him, her eyes wide. I think we just woke up something even older, and it's inside Earth. The captain turned toward the window. The red glow from the planet was growing brighter, and deep beneath the surface of the Earth, something enormous began to move. The red glow under Earth grew stronger every second. Oceans shimmered, storms formed, and lightning danced across the planet's surface. Deep below, something massive was waking up, something that had slept for longer than all of human history combined. On Orion's Reach, Captain Elias Ward stood at the viewport, watching in silence. His heart pounded as tremors rippled across the entire planet. Dr. Lena Moreau stared at her console, her voice trembling. Captain, the readings are off the scale. The core isn't just reacting, it's alive. Elias turned toward her. Alive? What do you mean? Lena hesitated. It's responding to the same energy as the Silent Legion. It's connected to them. To all of it. Suddenly, the calm voice, the one that had guided them all this time, spoke again, but this time it sounded closer. You have done well, children of Earth. The first gate is open. The station shook. The crew grabbed onto whatever they could. Outside, beams of red light burst from every major city. New York, Tokyo, London, Cairo, shooting upward into the sky and merging into one colossal column of light above the planet. From that beam, a shape began to form. Vast, mechanical, almost godlike. Lena whispered, "Oh my God, it's not a ship. It's a being." The figure was larger than any structure ever built, its body made of glowing metal and stone, its eyes burning bright red. It looked almost human, but older, ancient beyond understanding. The voice echoed again, now coming directly from the colossal being itself. I am Solara, guardian of the core, created when your ancestors ruled the stars. Elias stared in disbelief. You're saying, we built you? Yes, Solara answered. Humanity once commanded the stars, before the darkness came. When defeat was certain, I was buried beneath your world to protect it until the time of awakening. Lena's voice shook. The darkness, are they the aliens attacking us? No, Solara said slowly. They are only servants, scouts of the true enemy. The ones who ended the first age. The ones who are coming back. The entire station fell silent. Even the hum of the engines seemed to fade. Elias stepped closer to the console. If they destroyed the first age, how can we stop them now? By remembering what you are, Solara said. The Silent Legion was only the beginning. You, humanity, were made to evolve beyond fear, beyond flesh. Lena frowned. Beyond flesh. Your ancestors began the process long ago, the giant said. They hid the knowledge within your DNA, waiting for the moment of reawakening. At that moment, every human on Earth, every man, woman, and child, felt a pulse through their body, like a heartbeat from the planet itself. Some screamed, others fell to their knees. The red light from the sky reached down and touched them, filling their veins with warmth. Lena gasped and clutched her chest. "Captain, it's inside us. The signal, it's rewriting our cells." Elias looked around in panic. "Shut it down. Now." But Solara's voice stopped him. "Do not fear. You are becoming what you were meant to be. The children of Sol, the true heirs of humanity." As the light continued, people began to change. Not into monsters, but into something more, stronger, faster, their senses sharper, their minds clearer. They felt connected, united, as if every human shared one great thought. Lena whispered, "It's like we're part of the same network." Elias shook his head. "No, this is too much. We're losing control." "Control was never yours," Solara said gently. "It belongs to humanity as one. Not to governments. Not to armies. To all of you." Outside, the remaining alien fleet fired again, desperate to stop what was happening. Massive energy blasts struck the atmosphere, but this time, Earth fought back. The red energy pulsed outward from the planet, forming a shield that shattered their attacks like glass. Solara raised one massive hand. The silent Legion ships responded instantly, aligning in formation around her. Their red lights synchronized with hers, a heartbeat of unity. "The awakening is complete," she said. "Now, humanity remembers." Elias felt something in his mind, a voice that wasn't his own. He looked at Lena, and she nodded. She heard it too. Every human did. It wasn't Solara's voice this time. It was something deeper, something older, a whisper from their own DNA. "We are not helpless." Tears filled Lena's eyes. "It's us. The people. We're all connected now." Elias turned back to the viewport. The alien ships were retreating, their formations broken, their courage gone. But then Solara's expression changed. Her glowing eyes dimmed slightly. "The scouts flee, but the true enemy stirs. The darkness is coming." The stars behind her began to shift, millions of them flickering out, one by one, as if something enormous was swallowing the light. Lena whispered, "Captain, what is that?" Elias stared at the growing black void spreading across space. It wasn't just darkness, it was alive. "It's them," Solara said quietly. "The ones who destroyed your ancestors. The ones who will try again." The crew stood frozen, hearts pounding. The galaxy itself seemed to tremble. Solara raised her head toward the stars. "Prepare, humans. The second war of existence begins now." The sky turned blood-red once more. The stars vanished. And far beyond the edge of the galaxy, something enormous opened its eyes. The stars were gone. Only a sea of black remained, spreading through the heavens like spilled ink. Even the brightest suns were swallowed whole, one by one, until the galaxy itself looked dead. On Orion's reach, no one spoke. Every sensor, every radar, every light flickered helplessly. Then, slowly, a shape began to appear within the darkness, larger than anything ever recorded. It wasn't a ship. It wasn't even a planet. It was something alive. Dr. Lena Moreau's hands shook on the console. "Captain, it's feeding on the stars." Elias Ward stared at the screen. "Feeding? Yes," she whispered. "It's absorbing energy, devouring whole systems. Every star it touches just dies." The great being beneath Earth, Solara, raised her glowing head. The red light around her brightened until it cut through the darkness like a blade. "The Voidborn," she said softly. "The destroyers of the First Age. They have awakened." Her voice was calm, but her eyes burned with fury. "They consume light. They erase creation itself. Once they reach your world, all life will end." The crew of Orion's Reach could see movement within the black mass, millions of smaller shapes swimming through it like shadows in water. Each one was the size of a city. They moved as one mind. Lena whispered, They look like nightmares. Elias clenched his fists. Then we'll show them what nightmares really are. Across the planet, humanity prepared for war. Every ship, every weapon, every soldier united under a single purpose. The red energy from Earth's core continued to pulse through people, linking them together. They no longer needed radio or orders, they felt each other's thoughts as one voice. Solara's massive hands reached outward. The silent legion surrounded her again, forming a glowing barrier around Earth. The Voidborn cannot be fought with simple weapons, she said. Their power is older than time. But your ancestors left one last key. Elias looked up. What key? The heart of soul, she said. Hidden within your planet's core. It can reignite dying stars, or destroy the darkness itself. But it requires a human will to guide it. Lena frowned. A human will? What does that mean? Someone must link their mind with the heart, Solara explained. Once joined, they will not return. Elias understood immediately. A sacrifice. The station fell silent. The weight of her words hung in the air. Solara continued, her voice like thunder. Without it, Earth will fall. With it, humanity may rise again. Elias looked out at the burning sky, then back at Lena. We don't have a choice, do we? She shook her head. No. But you can't do it alone. He will not be alone, Solara said. All of humanity will stand with him. Outside, the black sea of the Voidborn moved closer. The first wave struck, a storm of living shadows slamming into the red barrier. The sky cracked with light. The shield held, but just barely. Elias grabbed the controls. All weapons, fire. From every Legion ship, crimson energy beams erupted, carving through the darkness. The Voidborn screamed, not in sound, but in vibration. It felt like the universe itself was crying out. But for every shadow destroyed, 10 more appeared. Lena shouted over the noise. They're endless. Solara's voice boomed through space. Then we fight until the last light fades. Her giant arms unleashed waves of red fire, tearing through the enemy ranks. The Legion fought beside her, fearless and relentless. But the darkness pressed on, swallowing whole ships, devouring them like dust. Inside the chaos, Elias heard the whisper again, that ancient voice deep within his mind. Captain Ward, the heart calls to you. He froze. Lena, it's calling me. She turned to him, eyes wide. No, you can't. There must be another way. There is no other way, the voice said. Elias stepped toward the console. If this is what it takes to save us, I'll do it. Lena grabbed his arm. Elias, please. You'll die. He smiled faintly. Maybe. But humanity won't. He placed his hand on the glowing control panel. A surge of energy raced through his body, burning, endless power. His eyes turned red. Solara looked down at him. He is chosen. The sky exploded with light. Beams of energy from the planet's core reached upward, connecting with Solara and the Legion. The red glow spread through the ships, through every human, through every heartbeat. Elias felt everything, every person on Earth, every soldier, every child. He felt their fear, their hope, their strength. Together, he whispered. The darkness roared. The Voidborn charged again, filling the void like a tidal wave. Elias closed his eyes. Now. The heart of soul ignited. From Earth's core, a beam of pure white energy erupted, brighter than 1,000 suns. It cut through space, slicing through the darkness. The Voidborn screamed, twisting and breaking apart. Solara raised her hands, amplifying the light. Humanity stands, she cried. The wave expanded, swallowing the blackness, turning it into dust and flame. The stars came back, one by one, until the sky was bright again. And then, silence. The beam faded. The darkness was gone. But so was Elias. Lena fell to her knees. He's gone, she whispered. Solara's massive form began to dissolve into light. "He is not gone," she said softly. "He is part of the heart now, part of all of you." The red glow dimmed, replaced by a calm golden light across the earth. Humanity stood united, alive, and forever changed. For the first time in countless ages, the galaxy was free of the Voidborn. Lena looked up at the sky, tears in her eyes. "He saved everyone." "No," Solara's fading voice whispered. "You all did." The stars shone brighter than ever. And somewhere deep within the core of the earth, a heartbeat echoed, slow, steady, human. The stars had never looked so bright. For the first time in thousands of years, there was peace in the heavens. The war was over. The Voidborn were gone. The galaxy, silent and broken, was slowly breathing again. Earth floated quietly below, wrapped in a soft golden glow. The red light that once covered the skies had faded, replaced by warmth and calm. The silent legion drifted above the planet, silent and still, their purpose finally complete. On the damaged station Orion's Reach, Dr. Lena Moreau stood alone at the viewport. The crew had gone to help with Earth's recovery, but she stayed behind, waiting, hoping. She whispered softly, "Elias, if you can hear me, we made it." No answer came. Only the hum of the station's remaining systems, the slow beeping of the sensors, and the soft heartbeat she still felt inside her mind. Faint, but real. Weeks passed. Humanity began to rebuild. Across the planet, people who had once feared each other now worked together. The red energy that had changed them was still there, not as a weapon, but as a connection. Humanity could feel itself now, a million voices linked as one. The world governments united under a single council, the Terran Assembly. They didn't fight over land or power anymore. The war had burned that out of them. They only wanted to survive, and to understand what they had become. The Silent Legion stayed in orbit, watching over them like guardians. Their red eyes dimmed, waiting for orders that would never come. And far beneath the Earth's surface, the heart of Sol continued to beat, slow, steady, endless. Lena often felt its rhythm echo through her chest. It was comforting, yet painful. Every pulse reminded her of Elias Ward, the man who had given everything for humanity's second chance. One night, she walked into the empty control room of Orion's Reach and turned on the long-range scanner. She didn't expect to find anything. The stars were quiet again. But then, a signal appeared. A single pulse. Soft. Familiar. Her breath caught. "No. It can't be." The signal repeated, rhythmic, slow, steady. Almost like a heartbeat. Lena quickly traced the source. It came from deep beneath the Earth's core, from the heart itself. She activated the audio. The speakers crackled, then a faint voice came through. "Lena." She froze. "Elias." "I can't see you," the voice whispered. "But I'm still here." Tears filled her eyes. "Oh my God, it's really you." "Not exactly," Elias said. "I'm part of the heart now. It's strange. I can feel everything, every person, every thought, every heartbeat. Humanity isn't alone anymore." Lena covered her mouth, crying quietly. "You saved us." "No," he said softly. "We saved us." For a moment, there was silence. Then his tone changed, deeper, more serious. "Lena, you have to listen. The Voidborn weren't the only threat. When the heart activated, it sent a signal across the galaxy. Something else heard it." Her blood ran cold. "Something else." "Yes. Older than even Solara. Watching us. Waiting." Lena shook her head. "We just ended one war, Elias. Humanity can't fight another." "Maybe not now," he said. "But you will. And when that day comes, the heart will awaken again." The transmission began to fade. "Elias, don't go. Please. Remember this," his fading voice said. "Humanity was never helpless. It only needed to remember who it was." and then the voice was gone. The station lights dimmed, leaving Lena standing alone in the golden glow of the earth below. She wiped her tears and looked out into the stars. Somewhere out there, beyond the edges of known space, something moved, distant, vast, and silent. But this time, Lena didn't feel fear. She felt ready. Years passed. Humanity grew. Cities rose higher than ever before. The connection between people never faded. They shared knowledge, strength, and purpose. Under the Terran Assembly, humans began exploring again, not with fear, but with confidence. They rebuilt their fleets, learned from the Legion's technology, and set their eyes on the stars. The first new starship of the new age was named Elias Ward. Before launch, Lena stood before the crowd, older now, but strong. She looked up at the ship and spoke softly, almost to herself. "Let them come. Whatever waits out there, we'll be ready this time." The engines roared, and the ship rose into the sky, toward the stars that once felt unreachable. And deep below, in the quiet heart of the earth, a faint voice whispered again, not in words but in feeling. It was pride. It was hope. It was human. For ages, humanity seemed helpless. Then everything changed. The screen fades to black. A single red light flickers. A soft pulse. Thump, thump. And the story ends, for now.